Day 6 of the President's Cup. And here we are at Game 3, the second to last before we hit the big weekend of games. And there's still everything to be decided. The Nanaimo Timbermen at 4-2 against the Capital Region Axemen at 2-4. And Jim Kipp, there's still the potential that the top 4 teams in this tournament, Nanaimo would have to win, St. Albert would have to lose, that we could have 4 teams finishing at 5-2.
It's amazing how close the whole tournament has been. Despite the bottom teams, Onondaga and Saskatoon losing a few and some very close ones, the top teams, Oakville Titans right now, St. Albert Miners, Ganawage Indians, Nanaimo Timbermen, and the Ladner Pioneers are within 6 points. And it's so close. And when that 4-way tie comes out, that's when all that mathematical, I call bureaucracy, comes out in lacrosse, and you start to have to almost have a math degree to start figuring out. My abacus won't do it.
It gets very, very interesting depending on how this game goes and how the final game tonight goes. And that game at 7 o'clock is going to be Ladner against St. Albert. Despite what it says on the website, there are no overtime points. awarded in the tournament.
They're not. And so the point stat thing, the way it worked, because of a couple teams having overtimes, they've gained some points in that, which even balances it out more and closer.
Remember, too, that Capital Region, yes, they sit at 2-4. They beat Caughnawaga yesterday in a great game. We're going to head to the national anthem here, so we'll duck out and come back in just a couple of minutes with the opening faceoff. Time for the opening face-off between Nanaimo and Capital Region. I was joking this morning on the local radio station here. Axemen against Timbermen. Kind of similarities there.
Wow, but they cut those little tiny maples out there and that, and these men cut fir and cedar. So that, you take 40 or 50 of those little maples to make up one of Mike Gogo's firs. Oh, you got to love it. The lacrosse names ring deep. They bring out the history of the game. They bring out the culture of the game. And I am still so proud as a lacrosse nut here in Nanaimo to see the people smiling, the people enjoying this phenomenal lacrosse game. So many people have said to me, there's nothing like it.
And
to win and play in this
really,
tournament. Now, you
truly
said
isn't.
Game 3 of the day.
Yes.
We are now sitting, I believe, at game 28, 25 in the first
That's right.
days.
Yep.
So we're game 28, folks, since last Sunday.
And this is game 7 for both of these two teams. Chris Chubak in net for the Capital Region Axemen. Pete Dubinsky in goal for the Nanaimo Timbermen. Spencer Corkery on the opening face-off for the Axemen in black. Miles Kenny for the Timbermen in whites.
The game within the game to get that tiebreaker thing going. The 7th game for each of them, game 7, game within a game.
You've heard of game 7 mentality before, and this will be a bit of a different sort of game 7 mentality. And a good ball battle. Darren Wilson takes the ball out for Nanaimo as they bring up their offense. Wilson coming down towards the net of Chris Chubak. Wilson running to the middle with Schattler beside him. Postma passes it down low. Miller's onto it. Miller looks to the net. A pass off to Wilson with a bounce shot, and Chubak made the save, reels the ball in, and looks to make the outlet.
Good ball settling there. Their defense, Nanaimo has a chance here for a turnover.
And they'll get it with Graham Palmer back into his own territory. 42 seconds into the contest. No score yet, and for the second time, Nanaimo brings out an offensive set led by Nick Preston to Jeff Schattler. Schattler was prominent in yesterday's 6-5 overtime win. Here's Miller knifing through with a shot. That one off the back of the net in behind, and recollected again by Capital Region. Out they come with speed. Gone comes to center. Plays it to the middle. Tim Bergen has the ball from the outside. Bergen looks across the floor, sets up Blake Kenny. Blake Kenny winds, wheels his way in, rolled the ball back, and Nanaimo's Miles Kenny will take it away, starting a good run towards the net. Kenny draws a double team here, rolls the ball out of it. Corey Shires. Shires takes a look. Kenny wants to change. Ball goes back to Schattler from long range. Here's Postma with a bomb on the net, and a good save was made there by Chubak. Axemen take the ball and come forward now.
No one's getting inside that dotted line right now from Nanaimo on the offense. Good defense by the Axemen.
Mingley with the ball. Plays it back. Outside opportunity. Wasson throws it across the floor. Vredenberg trying to win it. Corkery's beside him. Nanaimo gets it instead with Graham Palmer. Corkery goes after him, but Palmer's going to run away from the trouble.
Both teams are really spreading out the offenses, right? Using the full floor. Guys are only a few feet off the boards, both ends of it.
Darren Wilson takes a look towards the middle. Wilson throws it across. Miller has a man cutting. It's Preston over the shoulder. Great goal. 1-0 Nanaimo. Nick Preston.
Beautiful shot by Preston over the shoulder. Nice feed from Miller from the corner, but Preston made the nice cut off the left side. Got past the net a little bit, but he made the beautiful over the shoulder. Nice first goal for Nanaimo. Excellent passing play. And as I said, Miller was way out in the boards, and when he started out here, and when Preston started out here, was way out in the boards, so they're giving themselves lots of startup time.
This is an important game personally for guys like Wilson and Miller as Taylor comes to the net, getting in tight, lost the ball. Those guys were regulars during the course of the season, but with guys like Cunningham and Preston coming into the mix, they've had to fight for floor time. So good to see both of them for Nanaimo get an opportunity and to show well that, albeit early in the game. Here's Postman to the front, a low shot and a good save made off Fendick by Chubak.
Well, people may not like the choices that teams make sometimes, and it's more how they make the decision and why than the person involved. And it's sad. I know kids have been sat out here, and then other kids have been playing, but you know what? It takes the whole team, and even if they're not playing, they can cheer and help and be there when the team needs them.
And every team has mixed up their roster at times substantially because you have to, playing 7 games. There's no other opportunity as Dubinsky makes a save on a shot from Vredenberg. He tries to recover the ball. Vredenberg does.
Good recovery.
Bergen has to chase this down, and he's being tracked down by Bobby DeBrone. Bergen forced back into his own end. Still lots of time, 20 seconds in the possession. Bergen moves towards the front. Wasson throws a pick for him. Ball is passed down low on the angle, 10 on the 30. There's a low shot wide of Dubinsky's net. Rebound chance, and they score. Corkery from in front, going low to the floor and putting the shot underneath Pete Dubinsky. It's a 1-1 tie.
Yeah, Corkery was tied up by Palmer there, and then the shot came, and he got in for the rebound. Big man, got in tight, nice shot. I think it might have clipped Dubinsky and bopped into the net.
It looked like Dubinsky did get a piece of the shot. Preston at 2:25, Corkery at 3:38. Even start to this game.
We've seen that where they have been a lot of goal and goal right away. Last night in our game, hardly any goals in the first period there, but then goal.
Yep.
You know, so the teams mentally recover from their error very fast. That's a great thing for coaching to see.
And that's what championship teams do, and all of these teams are that. Pass to the front, Darren Wilson faking, scores! Darren Wilson with a beauty from Shatler. Nanaimo 2, Capital Region 1.
Talk about recovery time, how quick that happened.
Exactly 20 seconds.
Yeah. Interesting there. Great effort on the ball and the cut and the dive to the net. Excellent goal. The dive across. Excellent goal down low. Nice. And, of course, Shatler set that up.
Wilson in tight. Showed he's got some great hands. Nanaimo takes the lead again, and here's Fendick off the face-off with the ball. Lane to the goal. Faking off the post. Transition opportunity. Taylor for Capital Region. Gets by Vanderhorst, throws the ball back to the middle. McNeil was there, but it's scooped instead by Nanaimo. Vanderhorst bounced past to Bobby DeBrone. Plays in Corey Shires. Shires coming towards the front. Passing it off for Miller. Barging through. Miller in close. Good save made with the arm by Chubak.
Cut through the crease to get the ball. Possession to Axemen.
McFadgen coming up. Has Bergen with him. Ball goes back down to Vredenberg. Blake Kenny on the other side. Kenny posting up on the defender. Throws back for Vredenberg. Trying to settle the ball down. Vredenberg to Wasson. Wasson, hard pass across, bouncing in to traffic, and
They got to let it bounce through.
it went through. And
Smart ball management there.
you could tell there was
Langlois.
verbal communication there too.
Yeah, that's important on the floor. Always nice to have the floor general, the field general, and there's quite a few good ones on these teams here in this tournament.
Here's an opportunity. Preston passes the ball off. Darren Wilson, 30-second clock wound down.
Yeah, slower transitions right now. It started off a little faster. More ball control coming out of the zone.
Alec Johnston put the ball to McNeil. McNeil goes across the floor. Vredenberg getting it tight. Flip pass back. A chance for Blake Kenny. Winds and fires. Just missed with that and a high ball.
No shot, 10 on the clock.
All the way back down. And Chubak has to come out of his net to play this. Rifles an outlet down the floor.
Oh, see now that one.
Ocular Evans cost his team a possession there.
I think they were chirping at each other and they pushed him to the wall. Those are the ones, the mental ones. Of course, like you said, game 7.
Tim Bergen. Vredenberg. Bergen loads, fires, scores! Top corner shot. This game's tied at 2.
In that one, there was, I think, about 3 people from each team inside that dotted line. And he shot over the screen. Nice shot from just outside the dotted. So that was one of the first times I've seen the Axemen really fill the dotted line. Great goal by them on an outside shot with a lot of traffic in front.
Wonderful drive high to the top corner from Tim Bergen.
Yeah. That one was lasered.
Nanaimo 2, Capital Region 2. Good offensive start to the game for both teams. Timbermen scooped the ball.
No, interference on the face-off.
That's what the call is going to be. Raj Wasson will take it. The captain for the Axemen. Now it's Blake Kenny. Kenny posting up on the defender. Looks across. He's got Wasson. Wasson plays it down low. McNeil coming to the middle. Drives one. Dubinsky made the stop. Grabs the ball in the paint. Looks for an outlet. High pass, Doug Langlois. Off his stick. Can he get it back? Langlois kicks it back towards center, but his mates were changing.
Ooh, full change. No
Capital
support.
Region with a break here. McFadgen lost the ball. A nice play there by Taylor, and he takes it back.
Good up and down action here.
Vanderhorst gets it ahead for Corey Shires. Shires and Schattler both moving up together. Schattler has the ball from the angle. Jeff Schattler to the crease, faking, scores! Jeff Schattler, 3-2 Nanaimo.
Beautiful cut. He took his check with him. Down. He just brought his check down with him and just kept him kind of shielded off. And of course, he has that nice long reach out left-hand stick. Put it in the corner. I just think over top of his stick shoulder. Excellent cut by Schattler to the net. And beautiful release on the ball.
It's so hard to play a guy like Schattler because if you play too far off of him, he can outrun you like he did there. If you play him too tight, he can beat you with a move like we've seen so many times too.
And if Tuia jump him, he flicks the ball off one-handed. Skill set.
And he's got that really strong swim move that he uses very well.
Yeah, he turns guys inside out.
3-2 Nanaimo. Wasson for Capital Region. Vredenberg. Bergen. Forced all the way back.
Mazzucato got him with a bit of a woody.
You could tell he was on the limp.
I'm impressed with Mazzucato's ability to work with that stick. A lot of they don't use wood. Oh, he lost the ball. I thought he could get it. Cunningham.
It's dumped towards the front, and that'll do it for the possession.
You talk about the Axemen, the name Wasson. It's synonymous with Peterborough. Jimmy and Bobby Wasson. They actually played here in Nanaimo for one of the first 1970s Timbermen. Senior A team in that time.
Schattler plays it across. Postma in tight. Taking on 2 defenders. Gets away. Postma, low shot, and a good save there by Chubak as he went down to his knees.
What an effort Sam Postma puts in all the time. Hard work.
Taylor slowly up the floor. Timbermen 3. Axemen 2. 11:49 remaining in period number 1. McNeil Wasson takes a look and makes a pass across the floor. Opportunity from the outside. Yonkis throws it up to Kenny. Kenny for McNeil. McNeil shoots one right into Dubinsky. Some interference off ball, and it's going to be the Nanaimo possession anyhow.
All the teams I've talked to have said the referees have been letting them play, so there's some good bumping and grinding. They've really appreciated the officiating to allow them to play the game.
Darren Wilson to the middle now. Wilson plays it across the floor. Fendick battling Johnston down deep. Joey Fendick getting to the front. Ball knocked out of his stick. Corey Shires is going to chase it down. Wins it. Shires, low shot. And that was well stopped as Chubak took his ankle. Shires went down at the front of the net, and down with him
the two of them,
was Darcy
Bellia.
Bellia.
Both of them kind of stumbled there. I don't think an intentional jump on each other on that one.
No, just a
stumble
collision that staggered both of them somewhat. Bergen on the ball. Throws it across the floor. Vredenberg. Corkery runs a pick. Vredenberg for Corkery in tight. He's being knocked around. Mazzucato takes it and starts forward. He's a great runner, but he pulls up this time. Scoops it to Schattler. Schattler has the go-ahead marker as the teams have traded goals here. All 5 of them so far. Nanaimo 3, Capital Region 2. Joey Fendick.
No response to the Nanaimo third one, not a quick one.
Not yet, but here might come one now. Bingley up the floor to the net. Turns, loads, fires, scores! There's the response. It's 3-3.
Maybe I spoke too soon on that one. Beautiful play by the Axemen. The other player picked off the Nanaimo defender, allowed him to play. He looked at his shot, then peeled out and took a beautiful shot down low to beat Dubinsky for the tying goal.
Bingley looked like he was caught, but then he turned back, and those are the tough ones for the goalies to pick up. When your back is turned and then you turn and fire, it's hard to find that release point and get yourself set.
Well, you've set, no shot, so you start to come up to see what the next read is, and bang, the shot comes.
3-3, 6 traded goals here in the first 9 minutes and 50 seconds of the first period. And what a difference from last night, Jim, when you and I were here watching Nanaimo and Oakville play, where it was 1-1 after 20 minutes and ended 6-5 in overtime. And there was just no room, even though there was a whole ton of running in that game. Well, in this game, there's a lot more room and a lot less running.
Yeah, and interesting enough, last night we had hardly any action. That 1-1 at the end of the first, and it was and those goals came really close together. What are we having here on the floor?
Badura and Kenny on the face-off.
Looks like a straight draw back by the Axemen. And straight draw back by Kenny.
And he gets it himself and throws it back.
Good read and react by Kenny. He's seen his face-off ball going. Puts his face-off stick aside and gets his game stick out.
Schattler quarterbacking. Darren Wilson. Wilson. Miller shoots. That's blocked. High ball out of play. And then I was hoping for the reset, and the officials.
Yeah, it should be.
They conference about it.
Yeah, it went off of a Axemen player, I believe.
Miller to Schattler. Schattler.
There's the swim.
Trying to get by. He got hung up, but he put it down low to Wilson.
He still hung up and moved it to Wilson.
Darren Wilson towards the net. Getting in tight. Wilson. Great sprawling save by Chubak. Wilson did that before, and he made a nice move to score. Chubak's going to make the outlet pass.
Just under the 10-minute mark, 9:33 here. 3-3. Another great game.
Vredenberg trying to get a little closer. Ball knocked out. Back to Evans. Couldn't find it in the corner. Gets a second chance. Kenny has it back again. Vredenberg on the move. Flip pass. Badur's going to have to chase it. Doug Langlois comes back, and he'll take the ball. Nanaimo can move forward now. If form continues, the next goal will be Nanaimo's. They've matched goal for goal in the first half of the first period.
Yeah, getting to watch games all week, and you can't leave the game. They're so close.
Here's a pass for Fendick. Ball free. Taken ahead by Capital Region. The Axemen on the move. Ball is played back. Bingley, who just had the 3-3 goal, puts it ahead. Ball fed down low. Bergen, he has one of the goals too, a top corner blast. McNeil. Bergen. Bergen throws it up for Vandenberg, or rather Corkery, excuse me. Trying to knife through. Corkery getting through in close, and his bounce shot off the glass.
Good effort. Beat two good defenders in there. Worked his way through beautifully, and I think he just got checked at the end to save a great shot on goal.
Using his big body effectively.
Yeah, he bumped his way in there. Pinball.
Jeff Schattler working towards the net. Schattler to the middle. There's a shot from Cunningham. That one I think hit the post.
He pulled that nicely. I think the goalie read him going far side.
That was a close chance for the overtime hero last night, Jordan Cunningham. Jeff Schattler looks to the crease. Wanted Fendick on the quick stick. Ball loose. 2-on-2 battle for it. Nobody can get it yet. Finally, Taylor takes it away. And the Axemen can come forward. 7:33 to go in a 3-3 tie in the first period.
Great loose ball work by both teams. You're getting 2 and 3 guys in on the ball. You got to love that pressure.
Bergen. Vredenberg. Bergen again. Cuts to the middle. Flip pass. Wasson to the front. Tried to dunk it in. Didn't make the shot he wanted. Ball still up for grabs, though. Wasson takes it back. No new 30, though. Here's a chance, and the ball was put in. That's a tough break because as Vredenberg put it in, you heard the buzzer sound. The shot clock had clearly run out.
That's not the basketball game, right? It's when the clock goes, the shot must be in the net, and I don't believe that made it. Interesting again, my comment of the fire plug players from Mike Gogo. What people have to understand is when those guys stand there like Jonathan, you go run yourself into a fire hydrant and see what it's like, right? Try and move it. You can't, right? And when they're on the move, it's like running into a big chunk of steel or a cement when those little guys like him, Joey Diplock and Cale Ratcliffe drive. When they actually get that stick deep in tight and they start driving to the net, it's just great to watch. And they're hard to check. They can draw penalties. And you imagine being like 6 foot 4 inch guy and you're trying to check one of those guys. It's literally coming at you at 100 miles an hour.
Well, and let's go back to the team from Oakville that has a full roster of that same type of player.
Well, Cree Blakey's top of the scorer, and then that
Matt
McMahon and Matt Lee and them.
There's an outside shot and a good save made by Chubak. Opportunity to outlet, and Badur comes ahead.
It's not any size man's game. There's a lot of little men and big men in this game.
Axemen setting up on offense with 6:39 to go in the period. Halfway through the possession. Outside opportunity here, long shot. Goal from distance. 13:29 the time of the tally. And it's 4-3. There's the first lead for Capital Region.
Capital Region. Again, it was a nice, they're shooting some outside shots off the screen now. I remember I said in the beginning, it didn't seem like they were penetrating the dotted line. And then all of a sudden they put a shift in there and they've scored a few goals off it. Maybe it's a plan by them to make the defense think they're staying out. And then all of a sudden they crush in, and they've been getting some nice screen outside shots.
Nanaimo was going to get a call for roughing, washed out by the goal, so there was a delayed call coming. Nanaimo's going to get possession and start up the floor here. No face-off. Jeff Schattler will take the ball once plays whistled in. Axemen 4, Timbermen 3. Schattler moving towards the net. Jeff Schattler waits, feeds it across. Miller dumps it off. Postma has it now. Postma coming towards the middle. Loading. Postma shoots and scores. It's 4-4.
There's the response. Great effort by little Sam Postma to come off the corner. He come off the corner there, hard work. He almost lost the ball on a check and then took a nice shot down low, bouncer.
That took 18 seconds for the response that time.
There you go again with that whole thing of there's the little guy, you know. We talk about that Cree Blakey. There's a guy who's been a very important front-end right-hander for the Nanaimo Timbermen. Postma, Joey Fendick, Jonathan Diplock on that right side. Those little guys are hard working. They drive you crazy. They chase you till you're dead.
Even game once again. Corkery being grappled by Kenny.
Oh, penalty. We're getting a holding penalty. Nanaimo. Kenny, holding.
Yeah, you could see that one coming for sure.
Well, who did they call?
Kenny,
Kenny switched
wanted to
his stick.
switch sticks there.
He had his face-off stick, right? Because just off the face-off.
Yep.
So he switched his face-off stick for his game stick.
He may have to come right out into the fray.
So first power play?
First power play so far. 4-4 tie. 6:02 remaining. Wasson has the ball. Bergen. Wasson at the top. Vredenberg playing catch down low with Kenny. Wasson. Vredenberg. Kenny. Good look. Good save by Pete Dubinsky.
They just cut through there and sealed off Graham Palmer, which is really interesting. So the man come from the opposite side, pushed right across and sealed Palmer off on that. So then they got the ball deep.
Sam Postma starting in the Nanaimo ball rag here. Nick Preston.
Sam Postma comes out and gets the ball there. They're kind of breaking it here. Maybe down the corner to Fendick will get them the run. Oh,
here's a chance in tight and a good save, maybe a crease opportunity there. Fendick just in the paint when he got the shot away.
Both teams giving good effort, taking the ball to the net when they get the chances. Both goalies again playing a good game, although this is almost the same goals as we had last night in the whole game.
Under 5 to go. Wasson, Vredenberg, Kenny, Vredenberg again. Wasson takes a look. Back now to Bergen, loading, pass to the crease. Opportunity down low. Nice job by Vanderhorst to take it away.
Good effort.
Vanderhorst with a bouncer ahead. Dieterle's on it now. Dieterle passing forward. Sam Postma stands and waits. Postma hanging on. Across for Darren Wilson. Wilson bounces it back. Postma coming up with Cunningham. Postma to Wilson. 10 seconds left in the Miles Kenny penalty. 4-4 tie. Very strong kill for Nanaimo as they continue to move it around.
Be interesting to see if they keep working this cross top pass and then eventually get a cutter. Well, there's the end of the penalty there, so good kill by Nanaimo. First power play of the period. 3:55 left.
Wilson to Schattler. Schattler loads, faked, and looked like an illegal pick against the Timbermen. This is going to be Capital Region ball. Taylor will take it. Play whistled in as the Axemen come up. They've had the lead once. Rivals had the lead 3 times. It's even as it has been for most of this period. Goal, and then a goal the other way. That's been the storyline.
Back and forth.
Vredenberg had a pass towards him. Bounces too far. McNeil trying to come up with that ball. Instead, it's Nanaimo's Mazzucato. Mazzucato up ahead for Taylor. Taylor on the move. Spins back. Throws it into Shires. Outside look here for Cunningham. Cunningham getting to the crease. Peels off. Goes across the floor.
Bit of a stretch of his shirt in that cut.
Here's Taylor. Taylor bouncer. Rebound collected. Going to be brought forward. The Axemen roll it out here. Bingley takes over. On the run up the floor. Cunningham stays with him though. Caleb Bingley feeds it across. Blake Kenny. Kenny on the angle. Corkery. To the top for Bergen. Bergen plays it to his left. 7 on the 30. Outside opportunity. Now a chance for a middle play, but a nice hit by Kenny. And then at the end of the possession, a late shot. The officials looked at it, and I know the fans wanted that to be unsportsmanlike there.
He was in the play. He was making the play, and the body bump in front of him. And that was a good team defense there by Nanaimo to crunch on the ball and slow that shot.
The official makes the call. He says, I saw it, recognizing, yes, I saw it, but it's not a penalty. Preston, Schattler, puts it across the floor. Twisting and turning Postman, but he couldn't get his shot through it. Bounces off the dasher. Into the paint. Capital Region ball. 2 minutes remaining here in period number 1. 4-4 tie. The scoring has slowed down. I guess it had to as they were going goal for the first 13 minutes. Taylor puts the ball down low. Outside opportunity. Vredenberg, Kenny. Kenny has Bergen with him. Kenny forced back. Pass to the crease, hoping for a quick stick from Bergen. That's going to roll all the way back, and that will do it for the possession. With under 100 seconds now left in the period, Nanaimo's going to get the ball back.
Interesting pace right now. There hasn't been, without Shane Chalker tonight, there hasn't been those fast breaks. One of the reasons we gave him a benefit last night to that award.
Boy, he was good last night.
He just worked hard in the ball.
Corey Shires looking to get a lane to the net. Shires passes it off. Cunningham puts it down low. Great goal by Fendick, 5-4. The Timbermen get back in front.
Great fakes by Joey Fendick. Good feed into him down there. And Fendick with a couple fakes and buries it nicely.
That was pretty.
In tight on the crease. Everything froze. Those ones are beautiful. The players, he's set with his feet kind of just tippy in on the crease. He's set all the defenders freeze around him and bam. Beautiful.
Time stood still there. He had so much time on the crease.
1:19 left, so we'll see.
Is there another response goal? We've seen it pretty much every time in this period. Here's Wasson coming towards the net.
There's a reason Wasson's the captain.
Took a couple of wraps from Kenny. Time ticks down to 1 minute remaining in period number 1. Corkery up at the top, spinning to the front. Kenny's with him. Corkery, Kenny, hanging on. Bingley's open on the other side. A bouncer off
to
Dubinsky.
Good bouncer. Those are a hard read for a goalie when they come up high off the paint.
Nanaimo looking to maybe get another here at the end of the period. They're on a 2-goal run. No team's had more than a 2-goal run in this 5-4 game.
30 seconds, 18 on the clock.
Shatler from the outside. Shatler, Cunningham. Postma from the corner. Passing across, Preston. Knifing to the net. Preston put one to the front. Here's Shires, a shot. Chuback made the stop.
15 seconds.
Timeout call here. Yep,
14
timeout. That's
seconds.
exactly what you thought would happen with 14.1.
We'll see what they run for a 6-man here. There's a number of, earlier what I see them do is, remember I said they sealed off Graham Palmer, so the guy come from the opposite side, picks into him with a bit of a power pick, and then that guy can come usually in behind him, but on that one they chose to flip it over the two to the crease man. And we'll see if they run a man in the middle here and try and run a top pick for that outside shot too, because they've been doing that. Because they've got on their first goal was in tight. Corker got there. The other ones,
Bergen that wonderful
got that
outside shot.
Bergen on their second goal. And then, and they had a couple in tight too. Their third and their fourth goal were kind of off that shot and in tight in the middle of the mix. Here we go. Ball's coming up the floor here.
14 seconds. Bergen plays it to the corner. Wasson to the other side. Bergen at the top, winds and fires. Dubinsky made the save. Kicked it to the side, 2 seconds. Miles Kenny launches it down the floor. And the Timbermen are going to take a lead of 5-4 after 20 minutes to the dressing room. And a different game for sure. This one looks to be maybe one of those 15-goal games, 15-14 type games.
Well, it'll be great. Anybody loves to score in the game and maybe open it up for both these teams, get the guys on the score sheet. But then again, they're still trading back and forth. Excellent game.
Excellent lacrosse in the first 20 minutes.
They're 7th in 6 days.
Lots more to come. We'll get a break in and come back in 10 minutes.
Welcome to Nanaimo, the gateway to Vancouver Island. Located on the rich waters of the Salish Sea, backdrop by thick, temperate rainforest with their rolling hills and the rugged mountains in the distance, Nanaimo was the first home to the local Nanaimo First Nations people. For centuries they lived here in connection with the land. And in many ways, this close tie to the wilderness of Vancouver Island resonates today. In the 1850s, the Hudson Bay Company set up a trading post in the region here in Nanaimo. Today, that trading post still stands with the HBC Bastion, standing guard over the waters of the harbor here in Nanaimo. For many decades afterwards, Nanaimo flourished as a coal mining town. Much of this early history is on display at the Nanaimo Museum. Today, Nanaimo is a bustling and modern urban center on the edge of natural wonder. Experience Nanaimo's supernatural wilderness and find yourself again.
Nanaimo allows me to do my passions through accessibility. Just the way that it's laid out, within 10 or 15 minutes, I can basically be from my house and doing something that I am truly passionate about. For me, it's about connection. I know a lot of people go to nature to disconnect from the world, but for me, it's about feeling like I'm part of something bigger. I feel it helps me connect to other people with similar interests and passions. Nanaimo has a little bit of something for everybody, and I think it does that little bit of everything really well. It's a place where you can discover passions that you didn't even know you had.
It gives you city life and gives you wilderness life all at the same time. It has both freshwater and saltwater with easy access. You don't have to travel more than 10 to 15 minutes to be on a body of water, no matter where you live. You can either be out on the ocean fishing in 15, 20 minutes, or you can be on Long Lake like we are today, enjoying some trout and bass fishing.
With diving around this area, Nanaimo or British Columbia in general, it's actually rated in the top in the world. Part of the reason that we have so much life here is the colder water with lots of nutrients in the water. One of our very popular activities we do is snorkeling with seals, and certain times of year when we get the sea lions coming by us, 2,000-pound sea lion coming right up to you a few inches away from you, just amazing. You think you're swimming along great in the water and this thing comes and does a somersault in front of you and just takes off. And you realize how small in the ocean you actually are.
The best part about owning a tour company is getting to show everyone the reasons why we live here in Nanaimo. I love the culture and natural wonders here in Nanaimo, and I love being able to see it for the first time every day through the eyes of our guests. Yeah, Nanaimo really is in the center of everything.
I'm really passionate about regenerative agriculture because that's what farming is all about. Some of the most exciting things for me in Nanaimo are the harvest, when there's all this abundance and we're able to take our food and set it out into the community. And when we go out for dinner sometimes, we get to see our food being served to us and served to our community, and there's a lot of excitement around that. At the markets we sell at in Nanaimo, there are over 200 vendors who participate, and you can do your full spectrum of shopping at these markets. And so you're invited to come to the market.
Currently, right now, we're concentrated on sourcing all our ingredients from mid-Vancouver Island. We like to utilize what we can get from local farmers. Breweries, wineries, and distilleries in Nanaimo have really exploded in the last few years. We've got a couple great wineries. Just down the road from us at the Longwood, we've got a distillery that makes some world-class gin, vodka, and even absinthe, which is pretty rare these days. We've got 3 breweries in town, 1 brew pub. You can really occupy a lot of your time traveling from one drink establishment to another. We've got pretty much everything here.
Well, we're sitting here at Piper's Lagoon, which is one of these little hidden gems that a lot of people don't know about. But I'm commonly often known as the Big Cheese, and I coined the name the Big Cheese not long after I started the store. There's a pretty good variety of establishments in Nanaimo now. There's some really excellent places to eat now in Nanaimo which are doing quite nicely. We have shopping, we have all the well-known brands, but we also have a cute little downtown area with lots of independent businesses. Well, I think the location makes it very special. The abundance of parks and activities and outdoor fresh air things, and everyone who moves here from somewhere else comments on how welcoming the people are. And I think that's one thing that makes Nanaimo very special, is the welcoming and the amount of stuff there is to do.
With its dramatic and diverse landscapes, including forests like this, Nanaimo offers so much. Impressive coastlines? Yeah, we got that. Rolling hills? Rugged mountains? Yeah, we got that too.
I'm more of a country mouse than a city mouse, and Nanaimo, the city, has enough of what I need, but just the natural beauty of it. I can feel it in the pores of my skin, I can feel it in my lungs when I breathe the air. It's just something, when I get out here and I just see trees and blue skies, it makes me happy. Yeah, my big thing every year is to go down to Nanaimo River and jump in, because the river feels like it's a healer. That beautiful fresh water and the trees around it, it cures whatever ails you, and there's nothing like it to me in the world. I've really been encouraged, especially in the last 10 years or so, that Nanaimo is recognizing the art scene a lot more and celebrating that, and there's some fantastic festivals that happen every year, and I've been lucky to be involved in a lot of those because I do live here.
Some of my passions are getting out to nature, so going for hikes to places like Ammonite Falls or Neck Point. We have one of the first wineries on Vancouver Island. We have one of the oldest brew pubs. We have a bunch of craft distilleries. I like to use Nanaimo as a base for my expeditions because it has a little something for everyone. If people want to stay in a hostel, they can. If they want to stay in a nice 4-star hotel, they can. And most people love the different variety of accommodations we have.
What surprises visitors in Nanaimo is the abundance of wildlife and the immense natural beauty. I like to go explore all the different islands because they have trails and glorious forests to see, but they all have these little bays and secret little gems. And so if you're into exploring, you get a lot out of it. My absolute favorite place in Nanaimo is Newcastle Island, or as the Nanaimo First Nations call it, Sesuchin.
Nature is a big part of it, because when you're going to carve something for the longhouse, which is in our traditional dances and things, my dad will bring me up the mountain, talk to the trees, talk to the water, thank them, and just stay up there. Sometimes it's 4 days you stay there and bath, cleanse yourself, get your mind straight so there's no doubt or meanness in your mind. So just pure things go into the thing that you're carving for the longhouse.
In Nanaimo, culture is alive and well with rich history, strong arts community, great food, craft beer, renowned wine and spirits, as well as exciting and unique festivals and events. All of this comes hand in hand with breathtaking backdrop that is Nanaimo's outdoors. From lakes and rivers to ocean and mountain vistas, all of this providing you with ample opportunity to craft your own adventure. There's so much more I'd love to share, but why don't you come experience this for yourself? Whether by car, boat, or plane, come visit Nanaimo, and you'll discover why it's the gateway to your Vancouver Island experience.
The team's back on the floor, ready for second period action. The Nanaimo Timbermen 5 and the 4 after 20 minutes. Jim, 9 different goal scorers in that 20-minute session.
It's spread, and the assists, good assists on each goal. I don't know if there were maybe a couple of those cuts deep downside on the going to the crease, maybe an unassisted goal or two, but excellent lacrosse again. Just looking back on the whole tournament scoreboard here, it's phenomenal when you look it over. And, of course, we're sitting, like I said, this is game 27 of 36 games in 8 days. No one can understand how tough, mentally and physically, this President's Cup national championship, and real national. A bunch of provinces here, a bunch of nations here. And I am so proud of my city right now. Everybody's having fun, big smiles, great lacrosse.
And lots lots more to come.
Yes. The game really starting. The playoff games
This is
are really
all
starting.
just the warm-up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nanaimo ball, Schattler. Fendick trying to get to the net. Throws it back to Miller, out of his reach. Preston's trying to track this down.
10 seconds on the shot clock.
Still lots of time. Schattler in a one-on-one. This could be dangerous. Schattler spins, fires, scores! Jeff Schattler's second, 6-4.
There we are with 6-4 from Jeff Schattler. Beautiful goal. An isolation over on the other side on a one-on-one. And he quick stepped into the man a bit and then did that stop step and the shot release. It was a beautiful. So the stutter step on his man, a shot down low. Excellent release. Made it look simple.
You see that pass come across the floor, and as it's in the air, you look and you see Schattler's in a one-on-one, and immediately you go, this could be trouble.
Yeah, everybody over on the side. Schattler on an isolation. You don't want to be that defender.
So many ways he can beat you, and he did that time. Timbermen have a 3-goal run here, so when the game went back and forth to 3-3, it was followed up by that little mini 2-goal run.
Look at the helmet they put on, Kyle. Isn't that excellent?
Great stuff.
Good.
Nanaimo up 6-4 now. So a 2-goal mini run went the way of Capital Region. Now a 3-goal run has gone Nanaimo's way.
Now these are the biggest runs.
The biggest runs because it was just back and forth. The first 6 goals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have to like this. We must be doing our jobs right, Jim. We're getting beverages delivered to the booth now.
It's my dear wife, Julia. She played in the National Women's a couple times in her life with Bobby Hayes' wife and different women. Vicky Clark, Colton Clark's mother from the Senior A team, and Nicole Shires played on that team with her in the Nationals, the Women's Nationals. That was a few years ago. But she knows how hot it is up here in the booth, especially with me yapping all the time, eh?
Hey, there's a lot of hot air up here.
There's a lot of hot up here. That's why
there has been all week.
That's why we need those juices.
38 seconds gone in the period, and they're going to face it off again. Ball still up for grabs, and finally taken back by the Axemen, but a double-team ball knocked out. Big jolt there from Miller.
And it is juices, too, since she's delivered.
There's a shot and a good save. Dubensky on Corkery looking for his second of the game, and Nanaimo looks to bring the ball back forward. Vanderhorst will lead the way.
Again, it's gone into quick transition and shots here. Not making a lot of ball sets, but taking the ball to the net.
Postma.
Look how wide this is.
Put it across for Schattler. Cutting to the middle. Jeff Schattler flips it on. Postma shoots. Good save by Chubak there. Postma saw the corner, but he couldn't quite hit it.
Nanaimo compressed that defense good on that.
And you're seeing now, because Schattler's got a couple of goals, they're playing him tighter, meaning other guys have just that extra room. He fed in Postma there, and he made the nice shot. Chubak, a great save. Kenny, Bergen, plays down low. Robinson, moving to the middle, low shot. That misses. Yonkis grabs it from the angle, puts it to the front. Kenny, over the shoulder effort, couldn't hit the short side. Bergen, 2 seconds, loads, didn't shoot it in time though, and this is Timberman ball.
They started to penetrate the dotted line there, but got tied up. They couldn't get the good shot away, but that was a good try by Bergen to just get the clock shot, right? Kind of a blind over the shoulder.
Mazzucato, Darren Wilson, Joey Fendick. Fendick to the middle. Cunningham, Shires, Preston. Here's Fendick, loading, cutting in deeper. Fendick, great
Crease.
save. Chubak, he was in the crease anyway.
Yeah, nice play, cut in, nice little high stick fake to pull around the guy.
Badur's up the floor now. Takes a look across, has the late man Corkery winding up. Delayed call coming against the Timbermen. Ball moved into Wasson. Chubak to the bench, 6-on-5 set. Bergen takes the ball.
8 seconds on the shot clock.
Bergen again. Wasson. Bergen loads, fires, deflecting wide. And Nanaimo penalized now, and Capital Region a chance to get back within one. It's a high sticking call. I think it's on Graham Palmer.
Second penalty of the game, I believe.
second time that the Axemen have gone to the man advantage. 2-minute call on Graham Palmer.
High stick, 2 minute. Graham Palmer gives one of the best efforts there is out on that floor. He always has when he played. He just gives a great effort. Like a typical Warrior, playing injured, dedicated, wants to be in every game, out on every play on the defense. He played a lot of up top too.
Lawson, Vredenberg put it across the floor. Robinson trying to get it, but couldn't against Dieterle. Nanaimo ball for Miles Kenny. Runs in behind his net. Kenny bombs one up the floor. Deflected. Darren Wilson has Postma, but Wilson elects to hang on, and that's not a bad move at all. Nanaimo starts to rag the ball. Wilson running well. Bounces it across. Jordan Cunningham just inside the line. Darren Wilson again.
Yeah, Postma comes out. Oh, it's a hard ball. Lucky Nanaimo gets the bounce here.
Preston's a great runner too, so he found it. Preston goes all the way to the top. Plays it down the same wall for Postma this time.
Someone has to pop free here, and this is the key to this. Someone has to pop open. Like it's Shire set a pick there. Here comes it up. And the Shires can get picked here and should get the ball, but no, he can cut to the net.
Look how quick Postma is, though. He keeps getting away.
Oh.
Swim move. He relinquishes to Shatler. Sam Postma did so much of that himself.
After a run like that, he could hit the bench. You know what I mean? Just to be fresh.
Here's Fendick. He's got a breakaway. Fendick fakes off the post.
Sam, good. Oh. Accidental. The guy hit his knee on the floor.
Taylor's shaking up. That hurts.
That's what people don't understand either in this game. You look at the gray of that floor, that concrete. When two guys slam to the ground, you're hitting concrete, folks. And there was an accidental trip. I think he stepped on Postma and went down, and that put his knee right into the concrete.
It wasn't a penalty, but, man, it's a vicious play just the same.
Yeah, and like I say, this is the 7th game in 6 days for that man walking off the floor. And you got to give them credit. They're warriors.
If you slip and your knee contacts the floor first, the consequences can be devastating.
The old elbow pads when you used to hit the concrete floor, we used to love playing in New Westminster in Queen's Park with a wood floor.
Now you got one in Burnaby as well.
Yeah, beautiful.
You got the concrete, you got a couple of wood floors, of course the carpet too.
The carpets. The carpet burns are the...
the carpet burns aren't fun.
They get infected a lot. Anyways, back to the game.
Vredenberg.
Palmer's out. Good kill.
Dumps it off. Robinson couldn't take it. Mazzucato's got to hurry. Ball comes free. Mazzucato getting some help. Graham Palmer out of the box into the play. Has the ball. 5 minutes in. Second period. No goals yet. We had all those goals. 9 in the first period. And we've gone 5 minutes. Just Shatler here. The only tally so far. Here's Preston to Shatler. I almost forgot about that Shatler goal because it's been a quiet period. Now he shoots one on Schuback, who made the save.
Yeah, that was right near the beginning there.
Shatler 33 seconds in. But other than that, it's been quiet. Badur running up the floor. Stops up. Looks across.
Both teams are really controlling the ball.
Blake Kenny to the middle. Turns. Looks across. Passes in for Bergen.
Need a shot here.
Bergen in behind. You won't get to shoot it in time.
So when I say both teams are managing the ball well, both defensive are managing, keeping the ball outside, and the offense is moving it well. So it's a very interesting game compared to the pace we saw, say, last night or even earlier today, one of the games, the overtime game today.
Here's a pass for Shatler outside shot, and that one off the post. Shatler's got his shot working today. He's got 2 already. Fendick to the front. Ball popped off Miller's stick. Can he get it back? He does. Miller cutting in, plays it across. There's a shot on Schuback and a save on Wilson.
Good pass by Miller there to put the ball to the 2 open
Transition
shooters.
chance. Here's a chance for Justin in on goal, and Davinsky stayed with him, made the save.
End to end.
Pace cranks up a bit here. Bingley passes for Vredenberg. Vredenberg from the outside. Plays it to the top. Yonkis, Vredenberg trying to spin to the crease. Mazzucato wouldn't let him. Mazzucato has men breaking. High pass. Backdiller Evans. Player off the bench. Low pass, but Preston's in. Faking. Great save made. Chubak got a piece of it.
Excellent passing play to clear the zone.
Nanaimo's got the ball back too.
New 30 recovery for Nanaimo.
Sam Postma running by. Postma continues to hang on to the ball.
Well, the crowd's into the game right now too.
Low pass towards Cunningham, but too low, and on the run now. Bador up and over center. Bador being pushed. Hangs on to the ball.
Good pick.
Good pick by Kenny. Ball goes to the middle. Corkery's on it. Tried to flip down low. Lake Kenny has to hurry. Comes up with the ball, though, on the angle. Kenny, 10 on the 30. Puts it to the top. Bergen. Chance in tight, and the shot didn't quite hit the mark. Nanaimo's going to take the ball back here. 12:05.
Bergen, beautiful pick there up high to set himself free, but I guess the Nanaimo player got his stick on the other guy's pass, and it went a little short.
Miller for Nanaimo to Schattler. Schattler for Shires. Shires to Cunningham. Timberman 6, Axemen 4 here. Schattler in tight. He just missed with that, but he had a good look. Late in the possession now, Corey Shires. Shires, hard pass, deflecting into traffic and taken away. This is going to be Axemen ball. They start towards center. Leading the way is Chapman. Chapman spinning. Vredenberg in behind. Vredenberg passes. Robinson. Bergen. Vredenberg again. Pass to the front. Off a stick. Ball to the corner. Robinson there. Can't get it. Wasson does. Vredenberg has some room. He shoots, and Davinsky made a good save. Keeping his positioning. Looks for the outlet.
Little nice fadeaway shot going short side. Excellent work by the Axemen there with their picks. Controlled a good portion of that play just with their off-ball movement.
Jordan Cunningham, cross floor. Shires shoots one. Chubak makes the save, and he hangs on to it. 10:48 on the clock. Almost halfway through this period. Schattler the only goal in the second. Nanaimo leading by a pair at 6-4. Blake Kenny. Kenny dumps the ball down to the corner. Put to the middle for Bergen. Kicked at by Dieterle. Foot race for the ball. Yonkis chips it away from Bacular Evans. Taken and thrown to the middle. Corkery with a bomb high. And the ball goes back down, and that'll do it for the possession. Almost exactly halfway through the period now as Nanaimo's going to bring up the offense. And this has been a story of the defenses. The goaltenders a little bit, but more so the defense at Jim have been really strong in this second period.
Yeah, I will say the defenders are letting their goalies see the ball. For a bit there in the last period, they were shooting over the picks, but they're not doing as much of that.
Shires for Schattler.
Defense is keeping them outside that dotted, even though they're running through now.
Schattler getting towards the middle. Tried to swim by, puts it down low. Shires dove, but he couldn't get the ball through. Just came out of his stick when he was trying to dive and shoot.
He was diving around the defender, and it popped out.
A pass across the floor. Robinson. Back up for Bergen. Bergen. Kenny. Blake Kenny has Vredenberg there to help him with some picks. Wasson to the middle. Vredenberg getting to the crease, dove and tried to play it back, and this is going to be a Nanaimo steal for Doug Langlois. Langlois has a man coming off the bench with him. Langlois to the front. Here's Preston. Chubak got a piece.
Or that post?
I think it was arm and post, actually.
I think so, yeah.
Sam Postma. A new 30 for Nanaimo, so Postma's got lots of time. Postma winds, passes. Nick Preston looks across the floor. Return feed to Preston. Cunningham. Cunningham controlling, looks, shoots, just missed low. Rebound. Cunningham knocked his man down. Nanaimo gets the steal, or do they?
No, they didn't have clear possession. Axemen didn't have clear possession when Preston checked him. Or was it Cunningham, I mean?
Yeah.
And, so Nanaimo loses the ball on that, but Good
Capital
defensive
Region
set.
wanted a power play there.
Yeah, they wanted that. Oh, Nanaimo ball.
There's an errant pass that goes
There hasn't been
right out
many
the
of
door.
those unforced errors.
No, not at all.
And have we seen a breakaway?
We might have seen one, but
Yeah,
I'm trying to think if there hasn't been a lot of that transition
No.
type stuff. Here's a chance for Vradenburg. Vradenburg outside chance. Trying to take on Dieterle. Up to the top. McNeil plays it low. Bergen again has Kenny on the other side. Bergen to the middle. Vradenburg, 10 on the 30. Pass to the front. Here's Kenny and Titan. Dubinsky jumps up to stop it.
Dubinsky just spread out on that one. Starfish, and he got it. Beautiful save.
8 minutes now left in the second. Timbermen still by 2 at 6-4. So much for my 15-14 prediction after the first period.
It seems like we mentioned something. They get a goal right away, or we cursed ourselves on a huge scoring game.
Schattler loads, fires, didn't get through. Ball still free. Fendick, 4 seconds. Fendick's shot stop, goes after his own rebound, and Nanaimo gets the reset. Smart play by Fendick. Here's Schattler, shoots off the post.
And a Nanaimo reset. There is an excellent effort. We've talked about that all year, having getting to watch a few of these kids over time in the playoffs. Fendick, hard-working kid, gets a lot of loose balls. The Preston kid, they're the front enders that go after the ball. Nice dash.
Oh, Shires had a great chance.
Did you see that? Schattler flipped it around behind his defender as Shires cut with that strong wrist of his.
What a play, but Chubak able to stop it. Fendick in. Chubak stops him. Now the reset. Shires on the ball.
Boy, here's a dominance right now on ball possession. Hard work for the loose ball.
But Chris Chubak is keeping this a 2-goal game. And his posts run to the net for Darren Wilson. Taken down. Penalty
high
call.
stick. Oh, that was not smart by the Axemen. Oh, he knows he feels bad. Is he giving him a double? Yeah.
Chapman.
Oh, he has to get the double. He had the first call and then he hit the guy on the ground. It's 4 minutes.
The officials talking it over.
It's just 4 minutes, nothing worse.
6:56 to go in the second. 6-4 Nanaimo.
This is Nanaimo's first power play, is it not? 5?
2 and 5.
Oh.
7 minutes.
Oh, I don't know about. Cross check, 2 minutes, maybe 4 on the back, and then the other hitting the ground. 2 minutes, maybe 6. Yeah, I guess you can. That's a sad one for a kid to get. You see, he knew right away he made the big mistake. I know, none of his team has to tell him that.
Your emotions just get the better of you.
I do believe that the team, like I say, I'm not certain who has the most penalties, but I think it was the Ontario team might have had a pile of penalties. I'll check that out.
Well, when Onondaga played St. Albert the other day.
Well, they had the big run of,
5-on-3, 5-on-3, 5-on-3 over and over again. And you know what? For the first half of that game, it worked. And St. Albert was off their game. Then for the back half, St. Albert stayed with it, took the game over. But Onondaga had them in some fits. It was 4-2 at one point, and that was despite, I think, being down 5-on-3 3 times to that junction of the game.
That's. So I guess the most penalized team here is Oakville Onondaga with a 131, Oakville Titans with 117, and then Nanaimo has 77 and Capital Region 64. So they're really close in the amount of penalties they get. So you won't expect a big power play.
Here's Schattler shooting, stopped by Chubak. Badur takes the ball out. Nanaimo trying to win it back. It's out of Badur's stick. Which way does possession go? Nanaimo ball.
Yep.
Good hard checks there.
Schattler was torturing him with his stick while Cunningham was giving him the push. Good two-man effort on the ball.
Preston, Shires, Schattler. Schattler from the middle. Miller to the front. Shires cutting, scores! Nice goal from Corey Shires and great ball movement.
That was Miller that passed the ball out of the corner. Beautiful. Schattler, Miller to Shires cutting. Beautiful goal. Yeah, nice goal. Power play for Nanaimo. That's the first special team goal we've had. Special team, no short man or anything in this game.
So they're going to take the penalty down to 5. So that was the 2-minute first.
Oh, no. Should be against the major first. It should be against the major.
I think they're talking about that on the floor right now.
Yeah. See, the major is the major penalty. The minor. This is interesting. I'll see what they do here.
They've taken the clock to this point
Yeah.
down to 5.
So what it should be is that first goal was 1 against the 5. It should have been. And the 2 should still be up there.
So now the major goes into effect, and now the Timbermen can try for 2 off the major.
And he's in there for the full 7. He doesn't get out. See, there should have been a guy at 2-minuter in there.
Shatler plays it across to Shires. Preston. Shires. Shatler. Outside opportunity, Cunningham. Shatler. Preston. Shires. Shot deflected. Benchley on the ball.
Good defensive pick by his player there to get him free.
The ball knocked out of his stick, but a chance for Blake Kenny to grab it. And the ball raggers come on now for the Capital Region Axemen. Robinson has it. 7-4 Timbermen. They've scored the last 4 goals in the game after being down by a 4-3 score.
And Shatler's been in on a few of them too.
Here's a run for Robinson trying to get to the net. Up top, Blake Kenny. Mazzucato stripped him. Mazzucato's on a breakaway. Wooden stick goal yesterday. Wooden stick goal today. 8-4.
I congratulated him yesterday for scoring the goal with a woody. I said earlier, he handles that so well for a kid who hasn't played with a wood stick for a while, right? And he's just doing a great job with it defensively. And there he turned that ball over, took it to the net and scored. As I said, in field lacrosse, if a big stick comes over the line and scores, the other big sticks owe him a beer from the other team. And I don't know if that's what Mazzucato's up to on that one. Beautiful. Putting Nanaimo up. And still got the power play. So that'd be the first goal against the power play. The 5 minutes.
First goal off the major, and Nanaimo's taking control now, up 8-4. Preston. Shires. Shatler. Looks. Passes. Miller. Bouncer high.
Oh, a stick hooked on that one.
Deflection, though, and it's going to be a
somebody?
Nanaimo ball.
It hit somebody, eh?
Miller. Shatler. Shires. Shires to Miller. Shires shoots one. Schuback the save. Taylor takes it away. Preston's all over him. Ball down the floor. Badur tracking it down. Preston on a hard run after him. Preston got his stick out there, but Badur takes it. 3 minutes left in the major. 4:25 in the second period. Nanaimo, a 5-goal run, a 4-goal lead. Vredenberg. Slowly a double comes to him. Robinson on the other side. Double on Robinson now. Bacular Evans and Shires. Bacular Evans with a push, but a nice run by Robinson to get away. Coming towards the net. Lost the ball. Can he get it back? No, Preston does, and the Timbermen try to come ahead. Preston's stick was knocked, and Vredenberg steals it right back.
Yeah, you can think, too, a few of these guys have been on since the power play. Preston's been on the floor since the power play here.
Hard work from Vredenberg there to get that ball recovery. Now Wasson's up top. Wasson draws the double team. Tries to run away from Dieterle. Blake Kenny. Kenny throws it across. Good penalty killing here. Pass to the front. Loose ball. Kenny collects it once more. Kenny to Vredenberg. Vredenberg at the top. Goes for a run. Kenny tries to get open for him. Vredenberg. High pass. Bergen.
Good ball control.
He couldn't get it, but it went right to Vredenberg.
Yeah, good ball control by the Axemen here. They're just taking their time, keeping open. They've even made some changes, fresh guys on.
Good positioning.
Down to 120 from that 3 minute when they started this kill.
Some good passing, and they're controlling well. 1:12 now with the clock running.
2:36 in the period.
Ball comes out to Corkery.
Spread the whole floor out. They've done a good job here. And I was just letting it run like that 5-minute we saw earlier. That didn't work out, though. They lost that game.
Dieterle goes after Robinson. Robinson right against the wall. Dieterle stays with him. Still Robinson.
36 seconds on the penalty.
Palmer's in some difficulty, or is that
2
Taylor?
minutes.
It's Taylor down on the floor as Robinson gets the lane to the net, cuts in. Crease violation there, but Taylor was shaken up on the play, and he's limping towards the Nanaimo bench.
So 29 seconds on the power play, that 5-minute major, and 1:55 on the clock in the second here. Now I'm up by that 8-4. They've set that margin up. This period's been a all Nanaimo goal scoring.
The only 3 goals of the period. Miller, Cunningham, down low, Wilson, recovers it, Shires, put it on net.
Oh, he went to go for pass. I think he saw Fendick, or was it Cunningham going through late? He tried to pass, and Cunningham had already cut through out of his shot zone.
Power play is now over. 1:20 to go in the period. Nice run here by Pat Collins, forced deep into the corner.
Bobby DeBrone forcing him. Oh, Ivo's going to pick that. Vanderhorst got to pick that up.
Which he did. Works ahead now.
Guys got to look for the ball here, boys.
Down to 1 minute remaining in period number 2. Nanaimo 8, Capital Region 4. Miller. Postma. Postma breaks into a run with a shot and a good save low by Chubak. Goes down, he's got it in his stick. This will be a big time for a goal here for the Axemen.
Yeah, they could use a goal for this period. Boost their morale a bit.
Kenny trying to move in. Blake Kenny still half a possession. Puts it across. Bergen. Low feed. Wasson. Bergen's beside him. Wasson cutting, but play whistled down. Nanaimo's going to get the ball back. Dubinsky with the outlet. Doug Langlois, is this going to be able to go? No, it's not. Whoa, Bingley knocked Langlois.
Oh, man.
The play was already whistled dead.
And he getting a cross check, and he's getting a penalty. Yeah. So 20 seconds left on the clock here. Interesting. Just in this period to go over that. Shatler got that beautiful isolation goal at the start to put him up 6-4. Then Shires in that 3-way power play pass. Shatler to Miller to Shires, a little bit of a wiggle and beautiful release. And then the breakaway, after we talked about it, Mazzucato on a woody breakaway, scoring with a wood stick. And that was the 2 power play goals. And now we got another 2 minutes starting the beginning of the period with 20 seconds left in this one.
They say you play to the whistle, but that time the whistle had gone a couple of times, and Bingley gets the call for the late check on Langlois.
He was focused, there was no doubt.
So 20 seconds with which to work for the Nanaimo Timbermen here, already in a 4-goal advantage. If not, the power play carries over for the first minute and 40 seconds of period number 3. And still, 2 teams at 5-2, Oakville and Caughnawaga. Nanaimo wins this. They're a 3rd team at 5-2. The St. Albert game today will determine if they are 6-1 or 5-2. Shires, Shatler loads up. Shatler, Cunningham, put it wide, rebound off Miller.
Dick hook there a bit.
That'll do it for the period.
Yeah.
8-4 in Nanaimo after 40 minutes of good lacrosse here at Nanaimo's Frank Crane Arena. And that period, only 3 goals, all going one way. Pretty rare you see a shutout period, but we did there.
Yeah, there it is. And then not that the Axemen didn't have their shots. I think Dubinsky played well in there. I mean, he just been playing well. I mean, that starfish he saved, he spread himself right out and made that one. I think, and then we had those Nanaimo up with those power plays. There's 7 minutes for the 5 and the 2, and now another 2 here. That's going to really tire out this Axemen's back end, guys.
We'll get a break in and come back with 3rd period action in 10 minutes. The third period about to get underway at Nanaimo's Frank Crane Arena. Third of 4 games on this Friday at the President's Cup. Day number 6, game number 7 for Nanaimo and Capital Region. The Timbermen 4-2. Capital Region sitting at 2-4 right now. 1:40 left in a power play for the Nanaimo Timbermen to start the period. Jim Kipp, you'd get the sense if Nanaimo scores here to go up 5, that could kind of be a dagger goal.
Yeah, the Axemen have seemed to, they've got their game going. They did set way more, got intent, way more inside, but I think Dubinsky is seeing any shots they do get through, and then Nanaimo's getting their stick on them just as they're trying to release the ball and that. So it must be frustrating for them right now, and then this penalty streak they've had is not going to do them any good. So they got that, which we said, yeah, it could have been a double 4, but it ended up being a 7, or a double 2 could have been a 4, but it ended up being a 7, and this one right at the end of the period. It's a hard way to finish and start the periods.
Nanaimo is one of those teams that I think has an interesting question to ask once they hit that playoff round tomorrow, and that is Patterson or Dubinsky. They've both been very good.
You know, that's that coaching thing. What do you do? I've been in that situation wondering which goalie to play because both are playing well.
And I think it's more cut and dry for most teams, but Nanaimo's a bit of an interesting case that I don't think it is.
What a lucky hand to have.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's not because neither guy has done the job, it's because both guys have.
Yeah, and what a great spot to be in where you know if one of your goalie goes down. If Aaron Bold goes down, how good is Alberta?
Well, we don't know. That's the thing. We don't know.
Yeah.
Shires. Schattler to the front. There's Miller with a shot, and Schubach closing up, made the save. Still 1:03 power play time remaining. Taylor's on the ball.
See how their ball kill. It's been in that 7 they did reasonable.
A long kill at the end. And Nanaimo's not going to put a lot of pressure on Bergen here. So he'll stand and wait and throw it across the floor for Vredenberg.
Yeah.
Just continues to move up slowly, and Langlois matches his pace. Vredenberg takes a look.
Well, we got a man posted up in the middle in case there's any one-on-one and anybody beats a man. There's a bit of ball action off this side, the two-man game going here.
Down to 12 seconds in the penalty.
They just shifted up there all alone now, no pair-ups or no double-ups.
Vredenberg throws it across. Yonkis takes a look. Power play's over. Bergen puts it across. In goes Kenny, a bouncer. Off the glass.
Coming over.
And Nanaimo's going to get the ball back. They
just the pace just dynamically changed. That guy coming out of the penalty. The tension just rose.
They just announced the shots on goal in the second period. 5 shots for the Axemen in the second period. Shots overall in the game, they've announced at 31-14 Nanaimo, and there's Preston scoring. Nick Preston, not much room.
No, he cut himself a nice path to the net there, Preston. Coming off the left side and then come back on the goaltender. Ball came down the side for him. That's a big goal for Nanaimo after the power play.
Chris Schubach wasn't giving up a lot of room.
No,
just inside the post.
Yeah, Preston has that nice little come across.
Yeah, he does.
This, got the lefty, and he did tuck it nice in there.
Nanaimo didn't score on the power play, but they do get an early goal, and now a 5-goal lead and a 6-goal run that started when this game was 4-3 in favor of the Axemen, and since then it's been all Nanaimo Timbermen.
This has been Nanaimo's biggest run since playoffs. I don't think they had this big of a run in a while.
Nice one to have at the right time, trying to become a third team at 5-2 in the tournament. Pass for Schattler out of his reach. He recovers it though. Put it across. There's Fendick a shot. Schubach gets a piece. Fendick double teamed. Postma comes to help him out. Ball still on the floor. The battle continues. 3 Axemen, 2 Timbermen there. And with the number advantage, the Axemen take the ball away. Bidgley comes towards center. Moves it up ahead. Robinson coming forward. 3 minutes and change into the third period. A Nanaimo 5-goal lead. McNeil from the angle.
Way outside, and I'm pushing their deep. They're making their offense stay way outside.
Mazzucato finds the ball in behind. Nice cut to get away from trouble. Doug Langlois. Langlois has Preston with him. Ball goes back to Schattler. Schattler for Preston.
Oh, Langlois set a pick.
Officials didn't like it. It's going to be Axemen ball. Beatty comes up. Running against Preston. Beatty to the late man, Wasson. Wasson pushed back. Plays it across Yonkis. Cross floor for Bergen. Blake Kenny. Trying to spin in on Miles Kenny. Ball comes up. Timberman with it. Miles Kenny with a high scoop. Sempt has it now. Starting up Darren Wilson. The left-hander puts it to the middle for Schattler. Schattler looks across. Bador gave him a couple of wraps. Still Schattler. Flings it to Wilson. Wilson, cross floor, hard pass for Postma. Postma flipped it to the front, intending it for Miller. Schattler gets it a shot right on the net. Rebound is there. Taken away by Capital Region. They trail by 5 and need to go on a big run here in a hurry with 15 minutes and change left in the third period.
So, you know what we're missing tonight is that Ratcliffe drive and that Jonathan Diplock drive that are being rested tonight. But you don't see those big pile driving little guys driving in the net tonight. It's a different game.
It's a different game, but for Nanaimo, it's kind of been same old, same old.
Yep.
A team that just continues to find a way.
And they're putting together a good roster of guys on each night, which is really important.
And you've got to have everybody engaged so that when you do pick those final two lineups, that they're the right ones and that guys don't have any rust on them whatsoever.
And that they have some action, that they have some timing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's both these guys. They're gonna start
slashing both
double
ways.
Slash here, way off the ball, double slash.
Preston and Taylor.
4-on-4 slashes.
I think this is the first time that we've seen a coincidental for a 4-on-4 today.
Yeah, we haven't had anything.
Looks like Robinson will start up.
Yeah, we did have nothing on that. The Axemen had that power play.
There might have been a slight overlap, but not a full 2-minute one like we're going to see now.
Nope.
Robinson. Bergen. Bergen looks across. Vredenberg tries to swim away from DeBrone. Bergen. Vredenberg fires. Dubensky the save. Reels in the ball. Dubensky with a high outlet. Fendick has it in close. Fendick!
Boy, that was
the
close.
crease.
He dragged that guy with him, didn't he? Beautiful pass by Dubensky right in the stick. Going to have a wipe here. Interesting here now with Nanaimo's run, and he said that when we come into this period, there's been a whole bunch of different guys on the score sheet, which is excellent. So everyone getting in on it. The Axemen just seem to be a bit flat. They're tired. They're I guess, and like everyone else, but they just seem to be a little flat. They're making great play out on top of the dotted line, but once they get inside or penetrate that dotted line, they're just not getting the ball in the net, and that shot total tells you that, right?
7th game in 6 days. And when you know you're not going to be in the top 4, I think that's a tough mental hurdle to overcome.
Again, I'm going to say what it takes to play this tournament. What compares rugby sevens? No concrete, no sticks, right? And a tiny little ball. Can't grab with your hand. You get a penalty. So there's not much that compares to it. Here we go.
Robinson right up the floor. Puts it across. Mazzucato got his stick in the way, broke up the play, but it is still going to be Axemen ball. Still a nice reach for Brad Mazzucato.
Yeah, good effort.
Vredenberg going left and right, winding, shooting. Dubensky kicked it away. Ball free. Might be a chance for the Timbermen here, but a good run by Vredenberg to recover it. And it's been really mostly Axemen here in this 4-on-4, which continues again. Vredenberg moving up. taking on Vanderhorst. Ball back. Langlois tips it away from Bergen. Doug Langlois trying to come up with the ball and get to the net. It goes through the crease, and he follows it in behind.
We say we haven't seen a lot of that transition chase run, and we've got a couple here.
Langlois being pinned by Bergen. Still Langlois in a double team now. Throws the ball back to Mazzucato. Hard work.
Good effort by Langlois.
But then an errant pass away from Miller.
Yeah, without the pressure of the game right now by the 9-4, your brain relaxes a little, I bet. Just a little bit.
McNeil. Bergen. McNeil again. McNeil from the outside. Puts it further for Vredenberg. Bergen. Bergen takes a look. Winding up. Shoots over the top, and Dubinsky made the save. Reset is there. Power play situation, or the coincidental situation, I should say, is over. So now from 4-on-4 to 5-on-5, and Nanaimo comes ahead. Bacula Evans with some speed. Nick Preston sitting on 2 goals. Preston throws it back for Darren Wilson. Wilson to Cunningham. Postma comes to join him. Preston at the top. Cunningham right in behind the net. Hard pass to the front, goes by everybody, and that will pretty much do it for the possession. Dubinsky comes out, and he'll have to fire this down the floor. Axemen ball. And will we see more urgency in their game as we're heading towards the final half of the third period?
4-on-4
and they continue down
there.
By 5. Taylor. Nanaimo 9. Capital Region 4. Nick Preston running on the one side. Wilson in the middle, puts it across to Miller. Miller. There's a shot between the legs from Wilson. A circus-style shot for sure.
Yeah. The ball comes from anywhere on a goalie in lacrosse. So different from hockey where the shot comes from the ice.
Wasson. Puts it across. Yonkis moving. Yonkis for Bergen. Langlois steals from him. Doug Langlois gets away from the contact. Running to the net with Cunningham. Pass for Cunningham, but he couldn't quite take it. That was going to be tight. He was just outside the crease. Wilson tries to get the ball away, but Johnston won't let it. A good run for him. Up and over center. Deals it back for Robinson. Robinson has a goal in the game for the Axemen. Bergen plays it across the floor. Ball fed in the middle. Bacula Evans picks it off, and he's going to run. Adam Bacula Evans charging in. Postma came up to join him. Bacula Evans is going to head off. Nick Preston on the ball one more time. Gets away from his man. Preston looking, passing over the shoulder effort from Fendick. That was close.
Yeah, excellent pal. Going back through the crease. Now I had a chance.
Here's a steal. Miller turning. Hangs on to the ball.
Good hold.
Gets away. Miller shoots and scores.
Oh, there you go. Excellent for Miller on that one. This is only his second game in the tournament. He's got to be happy with that. One of the young guys. Excellent play, and the loose ball work behind the net. Putting Nanaimo into double figures.
Looked a couple of times like they had him dead to rights, but he held on and used his power.
Yeah, he buried that nicely. And that was a loose ball. Repossession on that loose ball. It was excellent. It's good for him to get in a bit of confidence, too, if you haven't been in the lineup. Excellent for you. And then they have been using him on the power play today, so good for the young guy.
You talk about the race to 10.
Yeah.
Nanaimo's hit 10. The last Axemen goal was at 13:29 of the first period.
Oh, we're going to get people to go. Oh, man, they're sending them.
Langlois and Bingley are both going to the box, it looks like. Unsportsmanlike conduct for those two gentlemen.
Here's our 4-on-4 again.
And is there an extra 10 going up there, too?
Langlois, he kicked him. Langlois kept talking. That's one of the things sometimes Dougie's Young is
Now
showing that way.
they're telling him to come back.
Well, we've got 10-2 and there's 10 minutes left in the game. What are they doing? Nope.
So Langlois comes back.
Why would Shatler go in the box? Why would I put Shatler in the box? Why would Shatler go in the box? Isn't there? Oh, that's good for him.
Maybe
to serve
he
a penalty.
volunteered.
Maybe it's good for him to serve a penalty for the kids too. You know, I mean, he's I'll say the old pro.
I'm sure they wouldn't have said, Jeff, you be the guy. He probably just volunteered.
Oh, they'd tell him. Cooling's good for that.
Ball batted back into Nanaimo territory. Mazzucato in front of his net. 4-on-4, so extra room here as Cunningham has it. Plays in Fendick and now Postma. Cunningham goes to join Postma, breaks into a nice run, cutting to the net, tried to dunk it in, and Chubak stayed with him. We've seen him make that move with some success in the tournament. Badur corrals at center. And the Axemen moving forward with Wasson, the captain. Wasson and McNeil come up together. Yonkis. Wasson pulls up, gets to the middle, put it back across. Vredenberg takes a look, spinning off to Brown. Still Vredenberg, put it over the shoulder high.
Nice release and late on the clock. Good play, good defense by Nanaimo. Again, Axemen, Capital City Axemen are having a little trouble penetrating that dotted line. They did the outside shot was their last goal, I believe, wasn't it?
It was from the near side to us, the penalty box side. Bit of a penetration just beyond the dotted and a shot that I think went low on Dubinsky. That was the last goal they've scored.
Yeah.
That was the Robinson goal.
Yeah, it was. He shot through the crowd after it come out. He shot through the crowd. Nice shot. Bit outside though, right? Remember, we thought they would set up, pull their guy up, and even on that 6-man they did, or when they ran an extra man there when that first power play was called, they tried to push that guy high and shoot off of him.
In the first period, the scoring was going back and forth. Nanaimo at 225, Preston, then Corkery at 338, Nanaimo Wilson at 358, 606 Bergen with a nice top corner shot, Shatler at 707, then two straight on the Axemen side, Bingley at 950, Robinson at 1329, Postma 1347, then a late goal that put Nanaimo ahead 5-4. But with that kind of a scoring pace, you thought it might continue, and then it just went completely dry.
Yeah, that was their 2-goal run.
Yep.
And then Nanaimo scored the 4-4, and then they got the 5-4 at the end of it.
But since then,
nothing.
Capital Region
shutout so far.
Dry.
Since that, dry.
Nanaimo on the ball. Postma to the front for Wilson, faking Wilson, stopped by Chubak, but a nice run by number 27. Speeding up the floor here, getting into the attack now is Gotti, who drops it back.
30 seconds on the 4-on-4.
Yonkis feeds down low. Robinson trying to take on Sempt.
He's trying the over shoulders fake.
5 seconds. Robinson, Corkery shoots, and Dubinsky kicked
Good
that to the
toe
side.
save by Dubinsky.
Stays in play, and
Left
Nanaimo
toe.
might get a break on this for Bacular Evans.
Nope.
Couldn't take it. Robinson starts up again with Corkery.
Penalties are up. The 2 men, I guess, are in the box for 10.
The late man is Vredenberg with a shot. Missed the mark. Ball goes all the way back down. Chris Chubak comes out of his net. Scoops it ahead for Robinson. Robinson loads, tries to cut through the defenders. Couldn't do so. Nanaimo's going to get the ball back.
There was no reset there, the ref called. The trail official.
He was keeping the count.
Yeah.
And the count finally violated there at the end of the play. Preston Wilson, Postma.
Whole floor being used again. Whole floor.
Fendick from the corner. Fendick made a pass off. Penalty call coming, and Nanaimo's going to get a man advantage with 7:16 to go in a 6-goal lead.
Nanaimo's not getting advantage.
No, it's the other way.
Yeah, I think.
Offensive penalty against Cunningham.
Cunningham. Did he try and trip somebody? What are we getting here? I think he tried to trip, used his foot.
Yep.
No one went down, but he kicked his foot out on him. And could have been called unsportsmanlike conduct, maybe, because the guy didn't fall. But this is the power play for the Axemen. This is their second power play. They had that one in the first period.
Do they ever need a power play goal here?
Yeah.
Just to kind of breathe some life into the team right now.
Yeah, some good ball movement and a goal would get the game. Of course, after last night, it's hard for us to be. That last night was so exciting, that overtime win.
Bergen and Wasson. Vredenberg, Yonkis, Bergen shoots one off the helmet of Dubinsky. Dubinsky kind of shaking his head out a bit here. Yonkis, Vredenberg, Yonkis again. High pass, Wasson had it off his stick. 30 seconds gone on the power play. Bergen, Robinson, Wasson, Bergen to the crease. Missed by Yonkis, Vredenberg. Yonkis from the corner. Tries to shake Aaron Vanderhorst. Vredenberg hit hard by Palmer. Call.
Penalty on Palmer coming here. I think Graham's going to get
That could be a major.
Yeah.
The contact was very high.
Yeah, Palmer's going to get a big one on this one, I think. So, Axemen here. What did he get?
5 minutes for the high stick.
EP 5.
Vredenberg under his own power going back to the bench, but that was high contact up in the helmet.
There's one of my 1986 mini tykes taking a high sticking penalty. Graham Palmer. Plays tough, plays hard. I just want to talk about that after this concussion protocol. Remind me, we'll talk about that a bit.
5-on-3 here. Extended period.
4-on-3 though, they're playing with to keep the fifth
man
X
back
out high.
Ball out of Wasson's stick somewhat wildly there. 6:15 to go, third period. If the Axemen are going to make a push, it must be now. Ball bouncing around, and the Timbermen won't get to rag this out. Up the floor comes Robinson.
43 on the first, and of course, 4:30 on the 5.
Bergen. Yonkis, Corkery, Bergen flips it off. Robinson, nice move, faking. Got a shot in. Crease violation was the call, and Nanaimo is going to get it back.
He walked his way through there pretty nicely and then got to the position where he had to take over the shoulder. But unsuccessful, but a nice attempt.
He was hoping, I think, to get Dubinsky moving, but
yeah, he didn't.
He didn't. Miles Kenny with a nice move and a good run. Kenny ragging the ball. Knocked out of his stick.
Over and back.
That's going to be a possession for the Axemen. Taylor will take it.
2-minute penalties expired. We're at 3:50, 3:49 on the 5-minute to Palmer.
Cunningham comes right at Bergen. Into the middle of Wasson. Bergen. Robinson. Passes it across. Down low chance. Dubinsky made a good save in tight.
Good reach around.
Vredenberg back on the floor after taking that stick from Palmer.
With great reach around by Vredenberg on that, but Dubinsky stepped out away from the goal to make that save from the deep crease.
4:40 to go in the third. Nanaimo continues to lead by 6. Bergen. Yonkis. Vredenberg. Yonkis to Bergen. Ball sent back across the floor high.
Nanaimo just didn't let them penetrate there. Bobby DeBrone finished his check. Repossession for...
Boy, did they ever want it? Vredenberg. Palmer got him high, and then DeBrone just took him down. There's going to be a wipe now.
Yeah. So I want to talk about concussion protocol here. When our goalies get hit in the head, minor, automatically hit the mask, they call it. but there's no check of the guy, right? And here a few times when the young Keith boy ran the goalie, chopped through the crease, bumped him with his shoulder. It was a big hard hit. The guy went down. But when the goalies get hit in the head, they're giving Kyle, he's got a light in his head. Just because Kyle McGinnis come on the floor, I started to talk about concussion protocol. But how do we read that? I'll tell you about fighting. There's some checks to do. We're back into the game here.
Wasson, Bergen, pass across, Yonkis trying to take it against DeBrune. Wasson, Bergen, spins, 15 seconds on the 30. Bergen, Robinson to Bergen, loading up. Robinson again, low shot, Dubinsky. Really easy save, he was in great position. Gets it now for Sempt, and Nanaimo can come ahead again.
2:26 in the penalty, 3:50 on the game clock.
Dangerous place for Postma. Oh, did he ever do a nice job to stay inside the line?
How many times you said those little guys are hard to get a hold of?
But he was right on that line and managed to stay inside it. The beauty of being able to run. Postma hangs on. Spins away.
I still think I can run, but then I wake up.
Well, then you watch guys like Postma.
Oh, gosh. I lost a step I never had when you look at him.
Postma got knocked, still has the ball. Running to the net. Outside the crease, turns and fires, and Schubach made a good save.
Nice little backhand shovel. Great ball play. He'd be my player of the game right now, little Sam Postma. You got to give Dubinsky a hand on this one too, though, keeping this to 4. But this team has been such good defense in front of them.
Such a solid effort.
Yeah.
Corkery, Yonkis, Wasson, winding, Bergen tries to get in with a shot, but too high.
Outside the dotted, never got into penetration.
And that'll do it for the possession. Once again, the Nanaimo ball, 1:04 left in the Palmer penalty.
2:30 on the clock.
And the waters are going to be muddy at the top.
Holy moly, are we tight?
We're going to have 3, 5, and 2 teams. Again, Oakville, even though the standings will say that there's an overtime point, there really isn't.
No.
They are 5-2. Conowaga's 5-2. They lost today to Oakville. And Nanaimo is about to be 5-2 as well. It's Ladner, St. Albert next. St. Albert wins. They are first. And then it's a big logjam after that.
We've got a penalty coming up against the Axemen, 1 minute 55, 27 on the Palmer, 5 minutes, and 1 minute 50 on the clock.
Timbermen continuing to rag it.
Ball management has been good by Nanaimo tonight.
Nanaimo just wants this to keep going. The clock cannot wind down fast enough, really, for either team right now. You just don't want to have anything funky happen, any kind of an injury or a strange play or anyone to take a shot that's unnecessary. Palmer's on.
Palmer's on, 4 even up. Got a delayed penalty coming against the Axemen. They'll finish the game. 4 seconds of the shot clock. Here we go. 1:19 left in the game.
So do you dare, because I know you've got the tie-breaking procedure there, do you dare try and figure it out now?
No.
Or do you just leave it?
I looked at it earlier, took a picture of it. I want to get back concussion protocol.
Okay.
When a goalie goes down on the ground, he gets hit in the head or he gets smashed to the ground, we turn it over to their trainer. But the trainer might not have seen the mechanism of injury. Right. So in fights, on all the fights I've done, you always see the referee get the guy in boxing to walk forward. A concussed man can't keep his balance. That's why the walk forward is. And it's hard for me to say that the referee doesn't make a call and then the goalie goes down and there's a concussion and no one's taking care of it. And that's one of the things we probably have to look at. The lawyers will eat that up. And the first thing King Henry said when he took over, first thing he did was kill all the lawyers.
Into the final minute. Wilson shoots off the top of the bar, penalty call coming.
52 seconds.
And this is what you don't want if you're in Nanaimo, is to have guys in the position where you're taking contact and a late shot where a guy can't go tomorrow.
Yeah, it's a game though. It's lacrosse. These are warriors. Every one of them, from the Saskatchewan kids right through to Ganawage, these kids are warriors.
They're just correcting that penalty. It's actually a 5-minute major.
That was a 5-minute slash.
Dan gone. 35 seconds. And Nanaimo just keeping to the outside.
Nothing will play up to that game that we had last night for tension and pressure for us.
Well, although the magnitude of the games coming is different, right?
Yes.
Both teams knew there was a tomorrow yesterday.
I know what was, I know what is now, but I don't know what tomorrow will be. 17 seconds.
The fans cheering on their hometown Timbermen.
They broke down the Axemen. That's what they did. Dubinsky played excellent. I don't know, I like Dubinsky, excellent. Postma played great. And from the Axemen, I think Bergen.
Really like number 43 Bergen too, yeah.
And what's his name from the far side?
Bradenberg, the big guy, 92.
Another guy too that put his efforts in. And their goalie, despite the they had a massive shot total difference, right? He played pretty good.
Just 5 shots in the second period for the Axemen.
Chewbacca.
The handshakes will begin. We're going to excuse Jim because he might have to do some game MVP picking next door. You might have to. We'll put you next door with Larry Carter. Jim's going to get the MVPs, and we'll pass that along as they're about to announce them here as the handshakes continue. Nanaimo, Oakville, Caughnawaga, 5-2. And so the MVPs, they're about to announce them on the floor, but we can do it a little bit early on the webcast.
They gave it to the goalie from
Chris Chubak.
Yeah, and they gave it to Brad Mazzucato on the back end.
Boy, has he done a job. His foot speed, his tenacity, and boy, he's shown some offense with that wooden stick too.
Oh man, he's been playing well, playing good defense with it. He made that turnover here on his breakaway goal, and we just talked about no breakaways.
Yeah.
We talked about no 4-and-4. It comes up. We're better be careful what we're thinking here. I'm proud of every one of these boys on every one of the teams, their managers, their trainers, the people that are here with them. What a wonderful week it's been so far for lacrosse in Nanaimo. Hundreds and hundreds of people coming through our arena, smiling, people loving it. You got to give the people credit that put this tournament on. They've done a great job in Nanaimo. And I want to say thanks to all our techies up here in the box, the ones that help and put this show together. It's just been so pleasurable to see our town.
A cast literally of hundreds for this week.
Yes.
To make it go. Now, I want your thoughts. They're lined up, and they're going to do the official game MVP presentation, but we broke it a bit early. So, what does Ladner have left against St. Albert? Anything?
Yeah, see, it depends who comes into their lineup and who's here tonight for them, right? And who puts it in for them, right? Who comes into the lineup? Who's in the Alberta lineup?
Yep.
What are they doing with it? What does it mean for them? It means a lot for Ladner, but now does St. Albert say, who do I want to move in and who's better for me, right?
That's right.
And so not that you would never put your lineup in to lose, but you put your lineup together to make sure you make it to where you knew and the guys that need to rest. Because we said, this is day 6.
Day 6 and Game 7.
Game 7s.
So then tomorrow it'll start with the 7-8 placement, then the 5-6 placement, and then you have the 1-4 and 2-3 games, and those are the big ones, the elite games tomorrow.
And do we know who those are yet? Can we
don't
figure
know.
that
We
out?
can't figure it out yet because there's one more game left.
Yeah, tonight's the game to figure it all out.
So we can't say with any certainty how it's going to shake down because if Ladner pulls off the win, you've got 4 clubs at 5-2, and then you get into all of those math equations that we've been talking about. Again, you can take those overtime points that some people thought were in effect. It's not. Oakville's 5-2. They are not 5-1, 0-1, so ignore that. They are a 5-2 team. So is Nanaimo. So is Caughnawaga. And St. Albert and Ladner coming up at 7 o'clock. That game does have a lot of meaning attached to it. Again, the game MVPs, Chris Chubak for Capital Region, Brad Mazzucato for the Timbermen, a 10-4 final for the Timbermen over the Axemen today. For Jim Kipp, Dan Marshall, so long. More lacrosse coming up in an hour.